Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like you all to do something for me. I'd like to take yourselves back to when you were children. That wonder you felt the very first time you saw a magic show. Now let's go a little bit older and remember how you felt when you realized it was all a trick, a mirror, or a particularly bendy assistant. The moment you realized none of us are getting our Hogwarts acceptance letters. Well, I'm here with a message for all of you. The magic is real, and I guarantee you, most of you have it in your pocket. Say, for example, I took this ball. Nope. Say, for example, I took this ball and I threw it at the judges. I won't. But say I did. What I'd have on my hands, other than a very expensive lawsuit, is that the ball would bounce off, because that's what always happens. But what if I told you I could make it pass through the brim of this hat without ever interacting with it all, like a ghost? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't, because that's crazy. That doesn't happen. Except it does sometimes. Say we go down to the quantum level, to the particles that make up atoms. Say we go down to an electron. Say I took an electron and I sent that at a barrier. Well, there's a small but significant chance that this electron can just pass through the barrier like a ghost and come through on the other side as if nothing happened. It's called quantum tunneling. And that's kind of a misnomer. It doesn't tunnel through, it doesn't bore through. It just goes through. It just is through. To hell with your ideas of how walls work. Now, I told you this was close. It's in the sun. It's how nuclear fusion can work. Two atoms that shouldn't be able to find themselves together can suddenly tunnel inside one another and fuse and give out heat and light. So you can see magic if you just look up, but not directly up. But I told you it was closer again. Most of you have a smartphone in your pocket. And the bit that lets you keep your videos, your photos, your Miley Cyrus, it's just that one song, I promise. Well, all of that works through quantum tunneling. A flash drive is made up of little components called transistors, and usually these are just electronic switches. But in a flash drive, they have a barrier on top, and a barrier is usually so thick that even electrons can't go through. But say you want to write some data, well then you give the electrons a bit of a kick and suddenly they can come in like a wrecking ball. I mean, they now possess enough energy to traverse the barrier and end up inside the transistor, where they get trapped. And when you're done, you slow them down again, and suddenly you have electrons trapped in a barrier. And whether or not they're trapped is what decides your ones and your zeros. And your ones and your zeros are what make up your PowerPoints, your Word documents, your cat pictures, your selfies. You know how it all is yourself. And that's the magic trick. There's magic in every single one of your pockets. So I want you to remember that the next time you look at Facebook for the 3 millionth time today. Just give a note of the magic in your pocket. Because this is the thing about science. Magic tricks lose their luster when you know how they work. But science just gets more impressive. Thank you for listening.